All right, everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at the Champions Trophy final, India versus New Zealand. Looks like it's going to be a real nail-biter. We've got this great piece from the Times of India, and they're highlighting some really key things that could affect who takes home the trophy.
It really is fascinating. I mean, when you look at these individual battles, you see how the teams are trying to counter each other. And it's not just about the players themselves, it's the strategies involved, the pitch conditions. It's a whole other level of analysis.
Absolutely. Speaking of the pitch, the Times of India really emphasizes how important this Dubai pitch is going to be.
Yeah, and there's been a bit of controversy around it, and India refused to travel to Pakistan for security reasons, so all their matches have been played in Dubai. Now, the interesting thing here is that the Dubai pitch, it's notoriously slow and low.
Right, which usually favors spinners. Huge advantage for India, right?
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But New Zealand's got some pretty impressive batsmen.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Ratin Ravindra and Kane Williamson. That dynamic duo in the semifinal. They just destroyed South Africa, 100 each.
Exactly. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Ravindra is like this young gun, really aggressive,
Yeah.
always looking to attack. And then you've got Williamson, Mr. Cool and Composed, building his innings so strategically.
How does India counter that?
Well, they've got their own secret weapon. Varun Chakravarthi, the article calls him a mystery spinner.
A mystery spinner. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So imagine you're at bat facing this spinner. You think you've got him figured out,
Yeah.
right? Leg spin, off spin, you think you can read his deliveries, and then bam, he throws googly. It spins the opposite way. Total mind game.
Oh, so he keeps the batsman guessing? I can see why they call him a mystery spinner.
Exactly. And he's been super effective this whole tournament, especially on that Dubai pitch. And get this, he actually took 5 wickets against New Zealand in an earlier match.
Oh, wow. Is that like some foreshadowing? This is getting good. But we can't forget New Zealand has their own weapon, Matt Henry. Their pace spearhead.
Yeah, Henry's been on fire this tournament, leading in wickets, in fact. And he really dismantled India's top order in a previous match. 5 wickets. Put a lot of pressure on them.
He combines pace with what they call seam movement. What exactly is seam movement? Just for those of us who might not be cricket experts.
Oh, sure. So basically, a cricket ball isn't perfectly smooth. It's got this raised seam. And a skilled bowler like Henry, he can use that seam to make the ball deviate. It can swing in the air or move off the pitch after it bounces.
Oh, I see. So it's really hard for the batsman to predict.
Exactly. They never know which way it's going to go.
So if Henry can get that ball moving on this slow Dubai pitch, could that be India's spin advantage? What if their top order gets rattled by Henry's swing?
It could definitely change the game, no doubt. It's going to be an interesting matchup. You've got India's spinners who love those slow pitches,
Yeah.
and then New Zealand's batsmen who have actually shown they can handle spin.
Right. And then you've got Henry, who could really shake things up with his seam movement. This is like a 3-way chess match or something.
It really is. It all comes down to who can adapt best to those conditions. And of course, we can't forget about the captains, how Rohit Sharma leads India, and how Kane Williamson marshals his New Zealand squad could be the deciding factor.
Now, speaking of Rohit Sharma, there's been some buzz about his form this tournament. He hasn't really, been setting the scoreboard on fire. The article even mentions he's faced criticism for not getting those big scores.
Yeah, that's true. But Indian coach Gautam Gambhir, he's got a different perspective. He argues that Rohit's impact goes beyond just the numbers, He says that even Rohit's quick starts, even without those big scores, they can be really crucial.
Oh, so it's not just about the runs, it's how he gets them.
Right. If he comes out swinging, putting pressure on the bowlers from the start, it makes them rethink their strategy.
Yeah. Creates opportunities for the other Indian batsmen coming in later.
Exactly. It's like he sets the tempo for the whole innings. Even if he doesn't get that century, his aggression can change the momentum of the game.
Right. And in a final, that psychological advantage could be massive.
Absolutely. So we've got this slow, low pitch in Dubai, seems to favor spinners. India has Chakravarthi, the mystery spinner, who's already shown New Zealand what he can do. But New Zealand has a lineup that can handle spin, and Henry, who could potentially turn the tables with his seam movement.
So many factors at play, it's impossible to predict.
It really is. The captaincy, the mental game, the ability to adapt, it all comes down to who can perform under pressure.
And we're back, still diving deep into this Champions Trophy final. It's heating up.
We've talked a lot about this Dubai pitch and how it could really affect the match, but let's go a bit deeper. Why exactly does this pitch favor spinners? I mean, it can't just be that it's slow.
You're right, it's more than that. It's the soil type. How it's prepared, it's very dry and abrasive, so the ball actually grips the surface more when it's spinning. And that extra grip, it allows the spinners to get more turn and bounce. Oh, so it makes it really hard for the batsmen to play their shot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just about the speed of the pitch. It's how the ball behaves when it hits the surface.
That makes a lot of sense. So given all this, it seems like India has this huge advantage with their spin attack, especially with Chakravarti.
Yeah, you'd think so, right? But New Zealand, they've got this knack for adapting. Remember the 2015 World Cup? Most of their matches were on those bouncy Australian pitches, but they still made it to the final with a spin-heavy attack, too.
That's right. They're known for their flexibility, so even though they might prefer those faster pitches, they've shown they can adjust their game plan.
Absolutely. It speaks to their tactical awareness and the quality of their players. They may not have a mystery spinner, like Chakravarti, but they have bowlers who can exploit those subtle variations in pace and bounce, even on a slow pitch.
So it's not a guarantee that India's spinners will dominate. New Zealand can definitely adapt. Plus, they've got that batting power to really counterattack. What about India's batting against New Zealand's pace? Especially Matt Henry. Can they withstand his swing?
Now that is going to be a key battle. Henry has been phenomenal. But the slowness of the Dubai pitch could actually work against him. To generate that swing pace, bowlers need a certain amount of pace and carry off the pitch.
So if a pitch is too slow, the ball won't swing as much.
Exactly. It comes out slower, gives the batsman more time to react, and even if Henry can get some movement, that slower bounce makes it easier for them to adjust and play their shots.
Wow. So even though a slow pitch generally helps spinners, it can also hinder a pace bowler. It's like a double-edged sword.
It really is. And that's what makes this final so unpredictable. All these conflicting elements. This pitch that seems to favor spin but could actually blunt pace, India's got their spinners. But New Zealand's batsmen have shown they can handle them. And then there's Henry, a pace spearhead who might not get his usual help from the conditions.
It's a real tactical puzzle. Both captains, Rohit Sharma and Kane Williamson, they're going to have to make some big decisions, assess the pitch, analyze their opponents. It's going to be intense.
And let's not forget the mental aspect. This is the final. The pressure is immense. The team that can handle those nerves, stay focused, execute their skills, they'll have the advantage.
Talking about the mental game, I remember this story about Kane Williamson really shows his composure. It was a test match against India a few years back.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. The tension was unbelievable.
New Zealand needed just a few runs to win us. Williamson was at bat. The Indian bowlers were relentless. Yorkers, bouncers, everything they had. But Williamson just stayed calm, defending the good balls, punishing the bad ones.
He's incredible under pressure.
Yeah.
You never see him panic.
Exactly. That innings was a masterclass in handling pressure. Just pure composure, clarity of thought. He led New Zealand to victory.
That's the kind of leadership that can inspire a team. When your captain stays calm, it gives confidence to everyone else.
And in a final like this, where every run counts, that kind of mental strength could be the difference between winning and losing.
And we can't forget about Rohit Sharma. Maybe not as outwardly calm as Williamson, but he has his own way of dealing with pressure, a natural attacker. Sometimes that aggression is his best defense.
Like he just turns the pressure back on the bowlers, forces them to make mistakes.
Right. It's risky, but it's worked for him. So here we have these two captains, each with their own style. One's all about composure, the other thrives on aggression. Another fascinating dynamic.
It really is. And it's not just the captains. Every single player is going to feel that pressure. The key is turning it into something positive, using it to focus, to elevate your game.
Pressure makes diamonds, but it can also crush you. Which team can turn that pressure into a winning performance?
Well, here we are, the final part of our deep dive, and wow, what a journey it's been. This Champions Trophy final has been a roller coaster.
So many twists and turns. We've talked about everything. Key players, tactical decisions, the mental game.
And now we're at the climax of this whole thing. What have we learned about these two amazing teams?
This whole deep dive, it's really shown us what makes cricket so captivating.
For sure. Individual brilliance, tactical decisions, mental toughness, it can all change the game.
And through it all, this Dubai pitch, it's been like this silent force, right? Shaping the entire tournament, adding so much unpredictability.
It's crazy how a patch of grass can have such a huge impact on everything.
Cricket is so connected to its environment. The conditions can really dictate how the game is played, even determine who wins.
So before we get to this final showdown, let's just appreciate the unique styles that both India and New Zealand bring to the game.
Yeah, India. with their flair and aggression.
Yeah.
It's like they embody the spirit of a nation that just loves cricket.
Absolutely. Their batting is explosive, powerful. They can go for those big hits or fill in innings depending on what's needed.
And their bowling attack. Especially with Chakravarti, they've got that rich spin tradition.
And then New Zealand, they have this quiet determination, that fighting spirit that can really catch you off guard.
Their batting is all about partnerships and adapting to the situation. They have players who can handle anything and then strike when the time is right.
And their bowling attack, led by Matt Henry, they can disrupt even the strongest batting lineups.
It's truly a clash of styles. It shows the diversity and beauty of cricket.
We've seen how the final result could come down to who can adapt best to the conditions and take advantage of those little weaknesses.
Will India's spinners, especially Chakravarti, be able to work their magic on this Dubai pitch? Or will New Zealand's pace attack find a way to break through?
What about the captains? Will Rohit Sharma's leadership inspire India? Or will Kane Williamson's tactical genius lead New Zealand to victory?
So many questions. We'll get the answers soon enough. The drama's about to unfold.
All we can do now is just sit back and enjoy the atmosphere.
Beyond all the excitement and anticipation of the final result, this deep dive has shown us something really important.
What's that?
Cricket, at its heart, it's about strategy, skill, mental strength.
It's not just about being physically strong, it's about adapting to those constant changes.
And those are the qualities of true champions, in cricket and in life.
Well said. So, to wrap things up, let's celebrate the spirit of this game. Let's embrace the unpredictable nature of cricket, and let's take those lessons of adaptability with us.
The beauty of sport, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey.
Couldn't agree more. To all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the Champions Trophy final. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for cricket alive.